I've had too many people interact with me. I've read too many comments on social media from fans, and I just can't stand it anymore. If you thought last night in Alabama losing to Richmond was a quote-unquote embarrassment or a disgrace, turn in your fan card. One, because you don't know basketball very well. Was it the best Alabama effort of the year? No. Was it an embarrassing effort? No, absolutely not. And when you say things like that was an embarrassment or a disgrace, you're completely writing off a pretty good basketball team that now has 21 wins on the season and came into last night with 20 wins. That was a bad matchup for Alabama. Those 5 guys on the floor that could all dribble, all create, all shoot, a skilled big man who could play with his back to the basket, who could run, who can play in space, who can shoot from 3, who can post up. He can do all that. Bad matchup for Alabama. They can play inside out. They can drive. They can create. They can have you chasing the ball all over the floor. It's a bad matchup for Alabama. Was it their best effort of the year? No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was their worst effort of the year. Were they a little down about not making the tournament? Maybe a little bit. I think more than anything, it was playing on Saturday and then having an NIT game on Tuesday. Wasn't a ton of time to prepare. When they find out the matchup on Sunday. So you had a day and a half, a day and a few hours to prepare for Richmond. You're going to call that an embarrassment? Get out of here. I'm not putting up with that. It wasn't an embarrassment. It wasn't an embarrassment. If you think that's an embarrassment, you just don't know basketball. You're a fan who thinks your team should win every game 82-0. It doesn't work that way. You want to discredit that team and what they did this year and call them an embarrassment? You're an embarrassment. Just why? Because you got your feelings hurt because your team lost and you're not man enough to take it? What was so disgraceful about that performance last night? Other than maybe that they lost, God forbid, to a better basketball team. Man, I'm just tired of dealing with people that don't know what they're talking about. It's absolutely okay to be disappointed that your team lost. In fact, if you're not disappointed, you're probably not a very good fan of the team. But to lash out and call it an embarrassment, a disgrace, get out of here. No, get out of here. Absolutely not. It wasn't their best effort of the year. I don't think anyone would argue that it was. Guess what? This was always going to be, and after playing an entire regular season in an SEC tournament, you would think fans would have realized by now this is a limited offensive Alabama basketball team. There's only so much it can do. There's only so much it can do offensively. It's limited. The roster is what it is. And you want to look at it, Richmond's a bad matchup defensively for Alabama. Too many guys that can shoot, too many guys that can dribble, too many guys that can create, and a skilled big man who can play inside out. Horrible matchup. And Alabama still kept them to 71 points. Still, I mean, that's higher than Alabama normally gives up, but they within striking range. Alabama just can't score. That never changed. Did you suddenly miraculously think that was going to change in the postseason? Listen, just don't discredit that team and their effort this year because you got your feelings. It's okay to get your feelings hurt. You're a fan. It's supposed to hurt when you lose. But don't lash out at the team. They were what they were. And don't start making bold proclamations about what they're going to do next year. We don't know what they're going to do next year, although we have a pretty good idea with the talent they got coming in. It's just a pet peeve of mine. When you lash out at the team that hurt you, quote unquote, get out of here. It wasn't an embarrassment. They played with everything they had. It wasn't one of their better efforts, but it wasn't by far one of their worst efforts either. They had a day to prepare for Richmond, which if you watch that game, Richmond is pretty good offensively in what they do. A lot of ball motion. A lot of guys that can create. Alabama was chasing a lot. And they had a skilled big man who could play inside out. He could do everything. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay. It's expected if you're a fan. You should be disappointed. But just handle it a little better, maybe. Or maybe just self-impose staying off of social media if you can't handle it.